we honor our indigenous roots and international history. Lacrosse is more than a game. We play with speed, heart, and precision. Young, modern, electric, inclusive, growing across the globe. Lacrosse is everyone's sport, governed globally by World Lacrosse.
Good Stick Company is here to manufacture and produce lacrosse sticks locally here in the Czech Republic. Our mission is to make lacrosse more accessible so more kids can have access to affordable, high-quality equipment so more people can play this game and we can share this sport around the world. Our philosophy on pricing is quite simple. By removing all these different logistics and these middlemen in the manufacturing process of lacrosse sticks, we can pass those savings on to you. We can make these quality lacrosse sticks affordable for more people.
hear my voice?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Welcome to beautiful Wrocław, Poland. We're here at the 2025 European Men's Lacrosse Championships with a Group A match it's the last match of Group A, will be between England and Finland. England looking to punch its ticket as a #1 in Group A and hoping to advance as one of the 4 teams that will get a bye into the quarterfinal. It's an interesting pool. England had a tough match with Latvia yesterday, pulling away in the 4th quarter with 4 unanswered goals. Latvia is going to finish second in that pool. The top 2 will advance to the group of 12 that will be able to compete for the European Championship.
I think it's interesting to notate how well the top performers, certainly Latvia has been a surprise thus far during the tournament. I don't think that many of the teams had them on their radar. Certainly England was on everyone's radar, as well as Ireland, Israel as teams to expect. But England certainly has performed as expected thus far.
What about Italy?
You know, Italy's a fun one for me. Italy actually has a hometown boy, or had a hometown boy in the 2023 squad, but he was not on this year's roster for European Championships. Chris Cucinella, who played for Villanova, but for Mountain Lakes as well as his high school ball. England starts off winning the face-off. I noticed earlier in the tournament, it's been kind of a chatter item that this is essentially the last run or last year without a shot clock. So it's interesting to watch the pace at which people bring on their reserves and their offensive middies as they go through this.
Yeah, it still hasn't changed, has it? The clears it long and slow.
Yep, and England on the board there. It's number 9, Daniel Hilditch. Unassisted there.
Yeah, all it is a sweep across the top.
Nice solid left shot there.
Yeah, the shot clock's going to change things a little bit. Most of the university players are used to it by now. It will be an 80-second shot clock from play-ins from the defensive end and 60 seconds inside the offensive end on any restarts.
Yeah, it's going to make for an interesting, especially in the clear game. You've seen, it was in World Championships, but certainly thus far, the games I've watched in European Championships, you will take as much time as needed on your half of the ball. There's no real impetus to move it any faster than you need to.
I think it'll also make the Canada-US games more interesting. Those things turn into a chess match.
Yeah, the Canada-US game was excellent last year, and I've said this many a time. I do believe the difference between those two squads was the strength of the U.S. defensive middies.
Oh, I'll agree on that one. Ball's being pushed out to the sideline. Again, they're going to make Finland chase them. Finland's got their defense pushed out way high. And we have a nice little dunk in by 23. Drew Brixton jumping out from X. He was open actually earlier when his pole had actually slid way up. So there was a big gap there for a long time.
I think for Finland, huge importance on this face-off to get possession and really slow this down, make sure that it doesn't get away from them fast.
Finland is trying to play for one of those third place finishes. They'll need to go 2-2, and they actually need to win by numbers.
Excellent ground ball work there by England. Get another possession off the face for them.
We're going to slow down for a change here.
I mean, you can see Finland tries to play aggressive, but it becomes important to make sure they know why you're doing it.
Certainly pushing the defense out that far leaves big gaps in behind.
There. And this, we almost saw a clean feed from X there. Good defensive stop, though. Interception of the pass.
That was an example of that big gap that's created.
Excellent work there on making sure they gained possession for Finland. This has been an interesting one here. Now, England's dropping off. I have noticed the refs missed that a couple times during the course of the tournament on the restarts. Certainly, it's a point of emphasis back in the North America game that you make sure you quickly restart the ball and make sure that guy takes his 5 yards. But an excellent clear here by Finland. Game possession. They should really focus on trying to settle in here, chew some clock.
Ball's back with Kaisami. You will see the Finland players play a little different style. They do like the box game.
As noted, at least one of the players now on the field wearing the box helmet still. So.
Yeah, Kaisami loves that box helmet. There's two actually with box helmets.
I see there as well. Yes. Oh, nice shot. Let's make sure the foul's there. Good attempt at the behind the back.
Yeah, Karvinen is the other player wearing a box helmet.
I'm always curious to watch when those box players come over, how they handle the pressure of a pole. I think it's such a different feel when someone's able to get at you from that additional 3 feet.
It is, but a lot of them are used to play in tight quarters. Look like we were going to get a bit of a ball taxi over.
Just didn't want to clear there. I thought he was just going to give it over to 20 to move. There we go. That was a pass I thought was going to be a little bit earlier.
Again, another patient clear. They're going to hold for a change here. They're all set now.
You just see the confidence in the English players. I mean, they are almost at the lines as they move that ball around. Just demonstrates their ability to move the ball around and quickly take advantage of the spacing. What a stop.
It's interesting to see because you've got teams that aren't together all that much before they enter the tournament.
And like that, Finland shows us another excellent clear. Yeah, does the teams kind of get, it's interesting, you know, you have teams that are, half their team is maybe together depending on whether or not they're located or doing most of their work over here in Europe or over in North America, and then matching a style. Some have gelled very quickly. Certainly Latvia, watching them play, I was quite impressed. I don't know how much time they get together, but they did look good. Excellent attempt at a feed there. He gave the possession. Is he saying tipped? Thought that was a missed attempted feed, but he may have gotten the credit for the shot.
They're going to discuss whether that was a shot or a pass.
That moment as a player when you attempt to say, I just don't shoot that hard.
Is that a pride thing?
I think so. Certainly makes the guy that missed your feed feel better.
So we have an interesting game going on in the field back behind. I'm trying to see a result. Last I looked, it's Portugal and Switzerland. Now I was trying to figure out whether Portugal beating Switzerland would do Scotland a favor, and I wasn't sure afterwards whether Scotland wasn't better off in a third spot. But we'll figure that out. There's a bit of a logjam with some teams being 2-2. Assuming that those last two spots into the group of 12, those third place finishes in the division, are going to be up for grabs. Scotland stumbling out of the gate against Switzerland. Ireland was up 10-0 at half in their last group game.
I think Ireland is performing to expectation levels thus far during the tournament. I only caught a little bit of some of their highlights on there. To just see the team speed, pretty impressive.
It's unfortunate. We're going to end up with, it looks like we're going to end up with 5 teams undefeated in their group. And Ireland plays in a group that only has 4 teams. So figuring out who the top 4 teams to take those byes into the quarter are going to be.
Give Finland credit. That's a tough dodge he tried right there. But he got the hold call.
I'm not sure he got a hold or a slash.
Oh, slash
I think I heard a helmet there.
Thought he should have kept on the sweep, but he got the call, so they go man up.
Finland's got some offensive time here.
I think if they settle in a man up here, there's an opportunity to turn this to a 1-goal game. Finland working the ball around here.
Didn't have anybody in the stack. Not a lot of ball movement away from the...
It's interesting that they opted, it's almost like a 2-3-1 they opted for as opposed to a stack.
Yeah, oh, they got somebody in now. Oh, what a nice pickup and dump by Salmi.
Excellent field awareness there. Get it up, immediately get it back in. Turn this to a 2-1 game.
Simon Bellamy's going to want that one back.
Throughout the tournament, that's been a point of emphasis, I think. You can't lose those opportunities. Ball hits the ground, you don't pick it up. Those are swing moments in the game.
You're going to note that Finland's going to score a lot of goals within 15 yards of the net.
Reflecting that box presence, I think.
Yeah.
Another face-off win from England here. England again moving it around. Certainly a lot of space with Finland pressed out on here.
Lots of space in behind. You better be able to match feet.
Ball back behind on X. Excellent off-ball movement from England. You can just see their players either coming out for a pick or swapping on the backside.
He's got the shorty isolated.
That's a tough feed backwards.
Well, that was a great job by the defender, 71, Matilla. He didn't fall for the little back door happening there. He stepped back into it.
I think that's an underappreciated challenge to throwing that pass. Anytime you kind of come off, whether it's a pick or even a sweep, trying to throw back across your body, it's just not as, it looks like an easy pass to make, but it certainly proves to create quite a lot of turnovers.
If anyone's watched Czechia play, they use that pass back very effectively.
Yes.
They're also one of the few teams that will actually shoot from the outside. We had a show last night between Israel and Czechia.
Finland has ball at X. Oh, potential turnover here. Finland gets the ball back.
Sometimes tough picking up that loose ball running away from you.
And this turf, I think, it's important when it's not field turf. It's kind of a hybrid in between old AstroTurf, so it could get slick and it moves fast. Nice attempt at the shot there, in close. He's going to watch the stand at the crease. England recovers. But errant pass from the goalie.
Little jitters by Simon Bellamy.
I think what I'm assuming are football green lines surrounding the turf do throw some people off as you go around. It is a little bit of a tighter field, I think, than even in previous years that I've been on this turf.
It's interesting. I was convinced field 3 was short. There's that in-tight box play you can look for.
Anyone now pressing out a little bit on adjacent.
Lots of offensive time here for Finland.
Certainly plays to their favor. There's no pressure for them to quickly put up goals. Oh, excellent shot there.
Another crosshand shot.
Pulls in there, lowers the shoulder, and just sort of takes advantage of the defensive matchup.
We're starting to see some of the skills that Kai Salami has.
With only 2 minutes left in the first period, I think Finland's definitely demonstrated they have a formula that works to stay in this game and potentially deliver an upset.
There's a clean draw.
And another win to face for England.
Daniel Flisk. Might be a loose ball specialist. He races off right away.
I mean, they've been excellent on the wing. Finland's not even attempting to really challenge that pull he does on the face. This little split here to get to his left.
That's Roper who's moving the ball around.
See England creating the motion on there. Outside shot. Certainly not enough on it, just not on goal.
Not sure what they were trying to do there.
I mean, I see their backdoor move. You see 50 cutting down right now. Tom Roper. Shot by number 5, Alex Russell. Is it Russell or Russell?
Russell.
Russell. I want to mispronounce anyone's last name. Certainly mine is hard enough. Good backup on the pass there. Attempted a little look-off pass there. Two good looks there by
That's
England.
Bickerton.
Back again. That quick restart. Certainly for people watching North America ball, the whistle comes faster than what you might see at an average collegiate game. They're going to blow it almost the moment you pick it up. I've seen goalies get caught out of cage thus far during the tournament, not realizing they're going to get that quick restart. They're not.
As an official, we've been instructed to get that play back in as quickly as possible.
Oh, and it notices. 2 or 3 times I've watched games so far, you hear people screaming at the goalie, not even to chase, because if he picks it right back up, there's an empty goal.
And we have a timeout call.
Guessing before the timeout was called?
I'm guessing. Remember, you used to be, you were still in possession when the pass was in the air.
Yeah.
Even though you didn't know if you were going to catch it.
Seen some. It's interesting. I do think in this particular format, having a field official in the box all the times.
The CBO, yes.
It gives you that opportunity where you're not screaming out to someone on the field hoping he hears you, or in some instances running onto the field yelling at the official. But I do think 7 seconds left. Even if Finland just lets the time expire, I don't think they will. I think they'll probably try a nice little crease feed here. They've accomplished what I think you would want to out of the first period.
Absolutely here. I'm scrolling back into the standings here. I just noticed that Portugal beats the Swiss for their first win, 10-9 in a really tight game.
That was a good look. Nice attempt right before the end of the quarter. He got a look on cage, just squirmed outside the net there.
We go into the first quarter. Finland 2 and England 2. We'll be back in about 2 minutes.
Listen, I mean, it's happened. Certainly what? Last year and otherwise.
All right, we're back in Wrocław, Poland. This is the 2025 European Men's Lacrosse Championship. We were watching Finland and England all knotted up in the first quarter, or after the first quarter. Finland started off down 2 and then gained some valuable offensive time, tying it up.
I think Finland discovered the formula that they will need if they want to be successful. This is the first face-off win for Finland.
So Finland actually finished 3rd in the last full European Men's Lacrosse Championship.
Certainly talent there. Championship or the qualifiers?
This is a qualifier. It counts as a European Championship. You are the European champion when you win this. However, the top 7 teams get an automatic bid into the 2027 World Championships in Japan.
So the, I guess it wasn't technically, it was just considered a qualifier. 2022, I guess it is, in Wrocław that they had.
Was it 21 or 22? No,
22.
There was
22.
no qualifier for San Diego, for Europe. Teams were placed.
So
that's why the last full one was in Budapest. Well, it wasn't in Budapest. It was actually in Godlo, which is just outside of Budapest in 2016, where Finland took a run right to the bronze medal game.
And when you see the talent there and the patience, certainly maybe a little bit smaller in terms of size, but if they're able to play patient, I think that box style shows that they can push the ball in on shorties. See how well they're holding the slide. Nothing forced here. Oh, just outside the goal there. Took a couple whacks. He's slow to get up, but England is now on the run.
Oh, they want to move the ball quick here. They're going to slow up for the chain.
But I think that prior possession from Finland is the sort of style that they wanted. They're going to identify the shorties and sort of push in on them.
I didn't remember Finland playing out this deep or out this far on defense in any of the other games.
Number 9, Daniel Hilditch, with a little drive there. Passing back behind X, now back up top.
Hilditch is one of the English scorers. Not in this one, but...
Tim Collins takes a nice right-hand, underhand rip there. Gets right under the bar.
Low to high on a goaltender that is well under the crossbar in stature.
To the point earlier, I think England wants to push that pace. I don't think they want to even have long possessions per se. They're winning face-offs, so certainly in a war of attrition with more possessions, it's going to hurt Finland.
England had a slow start yesterday with Latvia. It was a great game. Latvia came within a goal, or I think actually tied it up partway into the second half, and just couldn't score in the third and fourth, or after that.
Another face-off win for England here. Changing out their middies.
That's Pachareva.
Daniel Hilditch over. Tom Roper moving it around. Nice inside feed.
Great feed on the inside.
They just see the way they quickly move the ball around to find that person. It certainly impressive. Was that Alex Russell?
No, that was Drew Bickerton.
Drew Bickerton, okay.
Of course, we've all been in discussion about how which is going to be more exciting, the final or that game for the 7th position.
Doing a little desperation game for the 7th position might be my call on that one. It's kind of nothing quite like trying to get up to the still qualify for a world championship.
They were smart in the scheduling and put that game on the last day, along with the final.
The game was just showing an excellent use of spinning the ball around while they send the guys through the crease.
Look at the crowd in the stack there.
Drop
Great
ball
loose
there.
ball pickup.
He's got to watch with the grab checks there. Oh, that is definitely, that was a high hit. You could hear the helmet-to-helmet contact there.
Wow. Who was that? 40? Was that Hoffman?
Honestly, I heard the click more than I saw the number. That
I believe that was Hoffman.
box.
Can't see the number from this angle. And yes, I'm correct. All right, we got a 1-minute personal, non-releasable foul. We'll see what's going to happen here. Finland set up really wide. Oh, now they got players moving into the stack.
Oh, that was a tough feed.
Good loose ball pickup. Long pole's got an odd man up the middle. See whether he can draw a slide. He's not going to bother. Going to kill a clock.
England very, very patient here, intelligently just allowed the kill. Finland allowing them kind of to work through it. You don't see them pressing out. Did think they were going to send the double while it was behind that X. I think they're probably plays to the pace that Finland was looking to play at. Don't allow those easy fast break goals. Try to force it into the slower game.
Got an odd man here with the change there.
And it looks like England is released. Back to 6-on-6 play.
No bother going on a double team there. Short stick midi, good matching of feet.
That was a tough attempt at the feed. Certainly creative though. Oh, another flag down.
We have another slash. Slash is on Kiviniemi. He's going to go feel shame for at least a full minute. They are non-releasable.
Oh, that was a great attempt at the feed to Alex Russell. Nice cut down the center. It's a little high.
I believe that's the second time we've seen them set that up. England using a timeout here.
I think it's, given it's unreleasable, they're probably looking to get the bang for the buck, so to speak, out of this.
So the top 7 qualifying for Japan in 27. We have a new feature. There's going to be a Division 2 the same year. Teams 8 through 21 finishing in this tournament will qualify for a Division 2 World Championship. Should be interesting to see. We have no idea who's going to host it yet because teams don't know who's going to be in it. I have hinted, or Marcin here in Wrocław has hinted that they may be interested in hosting that.
They've certainly proven that over the past couple of years they are capable of holding these tournaments with the infrastructure. City's beautiful, certainly can't complain.
It's a great town, easy to get around. Downtown core, people are raving about the old town.
Center Rinnick, I think, it's got a beautiful charm to it. And I do believe it's actually going to be a similar feature with the women's groups that they're going to be running a Division 2. That we were talking with the head of the Polish Lacrosse Federation earlier today, and she indicated that is something that I guess they've spoken to them about as a group, as they did not qualify for their World Championship. England starts back up on their man up. Nice patient hold there from England.
Yep. We're even up. Oh, he's got a short stick isolated at the top.
Collins will attempt to dodge.
Again, good job by the D rolling back into that. That's just a sweep across the top.
It was William Prescott that scored that?
Yeah.
Nice lefty cut there, swinging through. I think when they sweep across the top, you can see their ability to almost create a screen for the goalie. It's difficult to see through that much traffic, that many bodies in front.
Well, 71 called for a switch there and with the short stick, and he got beat. Yeah, that was Matila. We have 6 minutes left in the first half. England is now up 5-2.
Yet another face-off win for England. They've certainly shown their dominance there.
Haven't seen a lot of offensive field time for Finland this quarter. Of course, having somebody on the draw who can get you possession every time is very valuable.
I think England at this point, Finland's gonna have to come out of them at some point in a running clock tournament. You got to lead it. It's certainly an advantage. Nice drive there by, is that Alex Russell that came through?
That was
yes.
Alex Russell.
He's had a couple times either defenders on the backside falling asleep where he cuts through. You can see him utilize that speed. On cue. He must be listening to me. Just missed getting that through the goalie. Great stop.
I'm wondering if that was a crease violation or that lots of guys down on that. Oh, White retains ball. It was a loose ball push.
Goalie appears to be shaken up.
Got a referee's timeout. Haven't had a chance to update that Ireland game. Looking for scores. Wasn't sure that was the goaltender. It is. Kuzma is down. We may get a chance to see Lauri Usitalo. It's a long-time Finnish goaltender. He is one of the players competing for the best flow in the tournament. Seems okay.
It was a heck of a stop that he had there. I mean, in close, Collins really had the opportunity once again. That backdoor cut's been there. Stopped it down low, prevented it from going between the 5 hole.
Everyone gets a break here.
And you can just see how active that crease is for England. The men are consistently moving in and out.
A lot of set offense. Ripped from the outside by
It's
Tom Roper. England seems to be content to keep the ball on the outside, be patient, hold for an opening or catching a player stumbling or out of position. Finland really needs to get onto a few of the draws here.
Opportunity here, and
Almost picked it up.
Picked up by
into
Finland.
a crowd. This is always a dangerous situation. Did we have a free ball? Ha! I assume somebody stepped on the line.
I could see both of them jostling there on the side. I actually thought they were going to call it against Finland, but worked in Finland's favor. So on cue, I think be in their benefit to have a nice long offensive possession.
A lot of times you'll get a push or somebody step on the line on those. Look at the defense, chase him right out to center. Aggressive defense by Jackson Fail.
It was that was on possession there. Don't think he was ready for the physicality that they brought on that play.
Not at all.
Good just seeing England's patience here. Got the back to possession and clear. Settle back in, change out their midfielders.
Yeah. We're seeing William Shirt on the field. We haven't seen him much first half. Apparently, in order to make the team, you need to be named Daniel or William.
Those are very solid names.
They are. About a third of the team has them.
England content again. Almost another look there for Timothy Collins.
That was a good slide by Rinsala. We are approaching 2 minutes left in the half.
I don't know if it was aggressiveness or a little bit of desperation there. Finland trying to really go out on the adjacent and get a steal there. England kind of still patiently moving it around. Ball loose out on there.
Long pole's caught out.
What a stop by the keeper there.
Kuzma going down and robbing him on the floor there after the pole got caught out.
It's Eric Hoffman, I think, that they have 40. John Cena, I know that is K. Finland settling back in now. I think they were able to survive that offensive set from England. Minute 15. Imagine they're trying to hold for last shot or at least an optimum shot opportunity here.
And cut the deficit in half if they can put one in before. Wow, going one-on-one with a pole. Sometimes that's not very healthy.
Especially considering the lack of size differential there. Maybe you think you have the feet for it, in which case I think he would have pulled him out farther.
And you got to get some distance between that pole. You're going to get whacked.
Trying to set up the check. 40 seconds. I mean, they can afford to be patient here. I thought they'd have much more success early on challenging the shorties. Again, I think see the attempt to challenge the long pole there and just visibly get moved. But ball did move, and that was a nice shot from up top. I think he still was able to get opposite side field very quickly.
We are into stoppage time now in the last 30 seconds of a quarter. We have a timeout call.
I think Finland, I'd assume that Finland took it there and that they want to get a
Yeah.
more clean set there. Certainly, as you stated a moment ago, they want to split that deficit in half. Definitely not have a turnover that sends the ball back the other way. Make sure it's your last shot that takes place in this possession.
Certainly not for an odd situation.
See the players shaking hands over on the opposite field. I believe that's the Sweden-Ireland game you had notated earlier today.
Yep. Well, it was 11-0 at one point. See if I can scroll down and find that game. Sweden and Ireland ended up 17-1 for Ireland. So Ireland goes undefeated in Pool C. England looking to go undefeated in Pool A. Israel later will be looking to go undefeated in Pool E. And Italy will also be looking to go undefeated in Pool D. A busy night.
And the Germans had held out in their pool as well. You know, that game against Czech Republic was tight all the way through, and they pulled away at the very end.
Yeah, Czechia has been tough.
Outside a shot attempt, I don't know that with the amount of time was maybe the best look they could have gotten, but more importantly is just preventing a quick clear by England. 4 seconds on the clock. England will just let it go.
So we go into the half.
Your score at halftime, Finland 2, England 6.
We'll be back in 10 minutes.
Commercial break! We've been really busy over the past 2 years developing our very own women's lacrosse stick.
We are really, really proud of it. So stop by the shop. We would love to tell you more about it.
Good Stick Co. Come get a stick. Good Stick Company is here to manufacture and produce lacrosse sticks locally here in the Czech Republic. Our mission is to make lacrosse more accessible so more kids can have access to affordable, high quality equipment so more people can play this game and we can share this sport around the world. Our philosophy on pricing is quite simple. By removing all these different logistics and these middlemen in the manufacturing process of lacrosse sticks, we can pass those savings on to you. We can make these quality lacrosse sticks affordable for more people.
We honor our indigenous roots and international history. Lacrosse is more than a game. We play with speed, heart, and precision. Young, modern, electric, inclusive, growing across the globe. Lacrosse is everyone's sport, governed globally by World Lacrosse.
Welcome back to Poland. You're watching the 2025 European Men's Lacrosse Championship. We have a match here in Group A between Finland and England, with England up 6-2.
Finland taking a clean draw there. Another face-off win for them. A nice hole by Finland. Dangerous possession, obviously.
Not sure whether that was a save or a post.
Did not get a look. Certainly anyone with lead. Opportunity here for them to work the ball around. They've just been so effective at working the ball around and then finding those cutters.
Look how far out they're setting. They're still doing a line change here.
And he's changing out now. Looks like the last of the minis is going to be coming on. Is number 8, Daniel Madeley.
Finland's not afraid to push the defense out.
So apologies, Daniel Hiddich, number 9. We'll take an 8 from there.
Wow.
Drew Bickerton with the goal there.
Using his defender as a screen.
I think nice little slip. You saw them try to initially set the pick, and he just kind of stepped back and went it around him.
Yeah, I'm not sure the goaltender could see that ball coming.
Score now 7-2 in England's favor. I think Finland really needs to be able to at least neutralize the draw or get 50-50 here moving forward. I think they've only won one face-off thus far. England's been dominant here.
He's managed to tie him up a couple of times, but not get the possession. There's a clean win. It's William Shirt snapping up that ball. Drew Bickerton doing a little dance in front of his defender. He's got the short stick on him. I'm sure he was waiting for that defender to fall down.
And just seeing how quickly they moved the ball around there. Many people would rip that shot after the defender fell. The patience to move it around, continue. And now a nice clean look.
There's that little backdoor play. Got the defender to step up and just rolled back.
Timothy Collins just stepping in the space there.
Looking at the replay here. He makes a threat to go to the inside, draws the defender. Yeah, he drew Collins' defender right there.
And I think the way Collins took that slip, you know, not trying to kind of come down and over there, just sort of back slipping, making sure he kept himself in the space, allowed the defender to get pulled. Excellent work there. Another draw here.
Again
a clean win for him.
Clean win.
England on the run quickly. Nice rotation by Finland there. They may force the pull out.
Got a slow change here. Used to hearing yellow, yellow every time that happens.
Very true. But I do think England showing their field sense here. They're not very quick to do the change. They're going to make sure they get the look in and then slowly rotate their guys out. Again, that slip, you could see them look. Yet another rip, this time coming from the actual drive side by Daniel Hilditch. I should say the drive to receiving
Take
end.
a look at the players, defender players trying to bump down here. 1, 2, and he's got all the space in the world to rip that.
I think that dodge has proven to be so effective as opposed to sort of the vertical dodge, going horizontal there, seeing whether or not they pull from the backside or pull from the front side, trying to do that double. Excellent patience from England yet again for a goal. Score now being 9-2 in their favor. And another face-off win for them.
Always a danger. England did it yesterday. They get on a roll, and it's hard to stop the train.
Oh.
Little attempt at a hidden ball trick.
I think so.
I have not seen one this weekend.
I've seen people feign it a little bit, but not successfully.
No.
Nice little roll back there. There's Daniel Hilditch again. Just showing the speed with a quick turnaround there.
Longpole did a good job of getting his stick on him. Little, almost a rusty gate there, and then he just created too much of a gap.
Showing their shooting sense there, making sure he works himself to space to get the hands free and get that shot off. Now 10-2 England.
Trying to see if Finland has any more options on draw guys.
Queen win again by England.
It's always hard to believe it's not stuck in that stick.
You know, he is pretty smart about making sure he quickly gets it out of there. I do not know on international, how long are they allowed to keep that on the backside of the stick? Is it 3 seconds? Or
you can go take a shot on net if you want.
Oh, okay. Very different. You hear him calling right away if someone keeps it for more than 2 seconds on the field back in North America.
Yeah. Back in the United States.
Yes.
We in Canada, we use the same rules that are here.
Okay.
You can still do motorcycle grip.
Okay. Love learning new things. Beautiful behind the back feed. Look at the ball spin around by England. Number 50, Tom Roper.
Same thing. Identifies he's got a short stick covering him, gets a step on him, and just rips it.
And what I like they're doing, and I've seen articles on this when they discuss the difference between box players and field players, but recently we had a Jersey kid become the all-time leading scorer at NCAA at Cornell during the national championship run, and I was not admiring how much he went through the center. You know, not taking the low-angle shot, making sure he brought his body across so he's shooting at that full 6x6 angle. Their shooters have done an excellent job of that, making sure they're shooting from the upper quadrants.
Yep. And again, another draw. It's starting to become a bit of a broken record.
And it is very hard to pull an upset unless you can kind of win that possession battle. Did think the goalie had it there, but that is yet another goal.
Daniel Flisk.
Yes. Get the commentators helping us now from the stands.
Yeah, we can hear them. We can't hear the motorcycles on the racetrack anymore.
No, today. Or a concert next door.
Or a concert, yeah, we did have a concert.
It's certainly proven to be an event location after this over the weekend. And I think to our earlier comments, I believe there must be a timeout on the field. I think.
I was surprised it didn't come a little earlier.
Try to stop that bleeding.
I'm not sure what the solution is.
I mean, continue. I saw.
Yeah, I was gonna mention a little bit about sixes, and what's your opinion on sixes? I know what my opinion was when I originally heard.
So I do think, you being the Canadian, me being the American here, I do think it's interesting because I've generally thought that box guys would be more in favor of it than their American counterparts, but I've seen a little bit of the reverse of that, which has always surprised me. I think in terms of developing the game, especially in domestic countries where there's fewer player pools, it's going to help. The same, I mean, I guess I'm a traditionalist. I do love watching field lacrosse. I love the long pole. I'm part of the group of people that gets angry at people trying to remove the face off from the game. So,
well, it's interesting you say that, because in order to attract a wider crowd, we've turned this game into a real specialization. And for people who play this game and follow this game, all of those things have always been part of the game. Mm-hmm. And they've adapted over time. You get all sorts of little nuances and things like that, which makes it complicated for the average person to watch. Mm-hmm. You know, if I bring somebody to a lacrosse game, the first thing they're going to say is, "Why do those guys have such big sticks?" Yep. You know, and things like that. Why are those guys just standing at that end of the field? Are they just lazy?
Yep.
So I think what they're trying to do is bring in a wider audience. It's much easier to change the game to more of a basketball-style game. We actually just saw a draw win by
From
Finland.
Impressive.
Bring in a larger audience. And I think, I thought it was IOC just trying to muscle in whatever they wanted.
I mean, candidly, as you watch a game like this, it's the same reason beyond the shot clock, though. For the average fan, whether it's a shot clock, and I guess in both those cases, we're talking shot clocks, it's in box as well, it's in sixes. The pace of play, every coach would, that's why basketball changed from a shot clock to something slower. Every coach is going to run a slow game that they can control. It's almost a natural coaching instinct, unless you're Desco, to kind of slow everything down. And I think it just forces the hand on them. Quality of play. Everyone's excited just to see it in the Olympics. I know that, and it's a short porch. You think about they want to put on a good show in LA, but it's already the conversation about Brisbane and having it in Australia, and really continuing to have it viewed as an Olympic sport.
I'm a little. I'm not sure why they're only offering it to 6 teams in both the women's and the men's. We haven't had a world championship for sixes yet. We have had it at the World Games. I think it was in Alabama.
It was in Alabama, and you saw both the women's and men's discipline there. I do believe for World Games this time, though, it's only the women's discipline that's going to be playing out for their, I don't know if it's this year or next year. There was a conversation. To be frank, all these teams, and we talked about this during the halftime, are struggling with player pools to play the different disciplines. Certainly an opportunity for people to get time, but hard on those players which are leaning on. Tough possession there for Finland. I think they were trying to get into whatever they had warmed up during the timeout.
We have a flag on the field. And if we count, I can count 8 Finnish players on the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Williams'
7,
shirt
8.
there just taking advantage. Again, they have had their way driving towards the center of the field.
Even sneaking on an extra player didn't help.
Nope.
That minor foul will be wiped out by the goal. Interesting enough, I brought up the sixes because you were watching England dominate the face-off area. Of course, in sixes, we only have a face-off at the start of each half, so the start of the game and at half. So the FOGO is not as a dominant feature in the game.
And I think the fact that you have to have the shot on goal, that if it goes out of bounds you miss, changes your shot selection choice.
Absolutely.
You see these possessions out on here, those long possessions go away. You have to change personnel. I think it's only a 30-second clock or 45. It's fast, so you have to have your people on and off. I mean, you watched how even trained PLL players, when they were playing in the challenge, were worn out from trying to get on and off the field at that pace of play. And tinier rosters, so again, that the roster problem, and we see it here in World Games, as well as European Championships over the course, a 22-man roster. If you're playing games for 10 days straight, it's hard. I don't think any team gets out there without losing somebody.
The other issue with the sixes was the length of the game. Until I remember enjoying rugby sevens. I still haven't figured out regular rugby, but I did figure out rugby sevens. It sort of dawned on me that, now I see what they're trying to do.
And you said about the 16. Oh, what a beautiful goal by Finland there. They did a wonderful job of looking upfield. It was number 30.
And that was Emmett Edwards.
Yes, Emmett Edwards. They did an excellent job there of looking upfield, making sure that it looked like he was trying to feed before shoveling that backhand over the shoulder.
I'm sure the defender thought he was going to spin around.
You frequently try to teach that defender to turn the player out and in so you can bring the curl across the crease by never turning his shoulder and letting the shot go that way. It gives him an optimal opportunity. England winning yet another face-off. It is challenging. I mean, Certainly, if you're England's coach at this point, you don't want to take your foot off the gas, but you also want to make sure you're having nice, quality possessions, not quick shots. You do not want Finland to go on a run. Again, initiating off the dodge, getting to that wing.
Nice check.
Drew Bickerton tried to go under, I think for the first time, honestly, during any of these possessions, and lost it. Talked about this earlier, goalie out.
That was Rintala with the good check over the top to get that ball free, but not retaining possession. We are inside 2 minutes of the third quarter. Nice snag.
Possession.
They're going to hold the possession for the last shot here. Some clock awareness, or does it matter?
Just do such a nice job of creating that dodge from the side. You can see Finland's all watching, and then they're back cutting off the.
Yeah, they're not. Oh, look at that pass
Look,
inside.
a beautiful pass inside. They're just so patient and working the ball, drawing it. You can see the Finnish players getting caught there.
Trying to see if he's even looking when he makes this pass. Nope, he's looking our way.
Excellent work. About 45 seconds left in the third. Scores 14-3.
Last 30 seconds will be stop time. We get 2 minutes of stop time at the fourth quarter.
Yet another England face-off win.
And might try and get a shot off here in the last 13 seconds.
Watson moving around. Prescott with the drive. He's had that lefty sweep shot a couple times. Finnish goalkeeper unable to hold on to it, bounced away.
Kuzma made a great save on that. It was coming back across his body. I don't know if he blocked it with the shaft of his stick.
Finland 3, England 14.
We'll be back with you in about 3 minutes. Welcome back to Wrocław, Poland. We're down to the third quarter of the match between Group A match between England and Finland. England leading 14-3. It's been a bit of a England win the face-off, go down, hold the possession, work it around, and take a shot. Finland has not had a lot of offensive possession.
I believe that would be the third win on a face-off for them thus far in the game. The challenge of that, and tough one there, trying to maintain possession. I think smart by Finland to just be patient with it. Certainly they'll get their change, they'll get a short stick on, attempt to get the ball cleared.
It's tough sledding when you're not moving your feet. There we go.
I think like a zone defense, the quarterback reading it out there. You can see he kind of just had to splice it in between there. The hold changed their personnel out. Certainly with this sort of score differential, if you're Finland, you're given a 1 goal at a time conversation.
Yeah.
Trying to make sure you have a quality offensive possession, not just some shot from the outside. You know, they had their success early on when they identified the shorties and really pushed in on against them and found people.
England's doing a great job of matching feet across the top there. There's nothing. Long pole baiting the skip pass there.
Oh, just squared up. Excellent short stick defense there.
We got an odd man coming down.
And just excellent ball movement there by England. Holding for the optimal shot, making sure they pull the defense.
You're going to use that clip for your fast break clinic?
I think that's what you have to do. You love seeing the backside wing hold and then just come across.
Long pole's in no man's land. Which one do I take?
Big. You know, certainly whenever you teach those long poles and you try to spin the triangle on the inside, you're trying to make sure you put it to the last guy so you give yourself a chance. But a great job by keeping the spacing there. I coach 10-year-olds going on to 11-year-olds right now, and the concept of spacing can be challenging for the kids.
Absolutely.
Yet another win on the face-off for England. That's a challenge. I think Finland's now had 2 offensive possessions, one at the end of the quarter and then the start off there where there was nothing to show for it.
Now, is that their second draw, man? That was Moreland taking that one. Has he been taking the draws the whole time?
Did not see.
I think England is starting to use a little bit more of their bench.
Still don't want to change.
England goaltender Simon Bellamy's working on his tan back there.
Beautiful day today. I'm sure he's gonna get a little sun and get the vitamin D. Just you can see the patience of the dodge, how they move it around. They're going to take a couple steps.
Good save by Kuzma.
An unfortunate turnover there. I think he wanted to have. He threw the ball short.
We're going to get some frustration here. Oh. That was a great snipe by William Prescott into the top left corner. Shooting around a player again.
Just a challenge. You could see on that clear, little short on the pass. England turns right back around, quickly rotates the ball. And as you mentioned, the screen, I don't think the goalie could even see that as he picked the corner, but perfect shot placement.
At that point, the goaltender's just guessing. It looks like he's shooting high.
You know, you've seen all throughout that England has kept these really, I would say almost within only a couple meters when they're taking even what I would call an outside shot. They've not been at the restraining line shots. They've been well thought out shots, solid placement and good angles, all within the upper quadrants where they're getting a full goal to shoot at. Hit another face-off win for them.
Yep, and they're not gonna rush the change. Of course, this is probably going to earn England a day off. And they'll have to watch everybody in the play-ins.
think that the advantage you get there is versus early in the tournament, at this point you're going to have 4 games worth of film on whoever you play, plus whatever game goes in front of them. Really know who the shooters are, identify what sort of sets they're running. It's just another beautiful step down for England. It's really opening up now.
Bickerton again.
Goal for England, scored by number 23, Drew Bickerton.
I think the trick when you see that someone feeding from X is that the receiver of that shot, how quickly they get the ball out. Goalie has to quickly reset from looking behind, find the shooter, and identify the ball all in one shot. England's done an excellent job all along making the goalie move, never letting him be comfortable.
Interesting. I did not have Bickerton's name down as one of England's guns. And I just looking on the stats here, he's got 10 goals and 5 assists.
And he certainly looks like a shooter from here. Just comfort. I mean, as you've watched them move around, you can just see the confidence in the English players. They move it around. Even when early on Finland was pressed out, there's patience there. And yet another great stop by the goalie.
Oh, not sure that wasn't going to draw a flag.
Excellent move there by number 40 for Finland. We have a flag down for a late hit.
Pretty sure Four spent a good chunk of that shift looking to draw a penalty, get on the score sheet.
Well, he has his number in the score sheet, so he's accomplished a goal for the day.
There we go. Is there a Gordie Howe hat trick in lacrosse?
I don't want to say yes or no because if my kids hear it, they'll then be trying to accomplish that. So
certainly in box there is.
That was excellent ball movement though on the power play for them. Backed up the shot. Finland's sure looking to just get on the scoreboard.
Sure, Matt Bellamy's happy to have a shot. He's been sitting back here for a while. He hasn't been able to get into the game and handle the ball.
They're moving, but to a point you made earlier, you say I do think it looks a little stagnant. I think they should really be moving off the ball a little bit. England's long poles and even their shorts are so good at intercepting, just creating confusion for them on their offense. We'll say that there is patience at least.
Penalty is released.
See the communication from the England defense as he goes to dodge. I don't know if he did get the shot off. I saw the defender go for the strike.
They did not count that as a shot.
Oh, did they throw it as okay. I was going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but
I was chatting with Simon Bellamy before the game, the England goaltender. He's a Carlton Raven, Brock Badger, kid from back home.
Okay.
He's I know his dad's here up in the stands. I was telling you, he tends to get nervous when he's watching his son play. I did the shot clock for Carlton for years, and actually I was reffing a lot of the Canadian University games that he played in.
Okay.
And I used to see his dad, who I used to play touch football with for years on the Bangos. Shout out to the Bangos. And he would always be down in the corner on the berm on the field, on the goal line extended, but never standing near anybody.
I do believe being the goaltender's father has got to be one of the more challenging roles. I see them at the club tournaments moving from end to end.
Yeah.
Trying to maybe quietly and not so quietly coach their children. Teach their own.
I actually played in a tournament in 2019. I played in the Berlin Open with Simon.
It certainly has looked solid today. Not a ton of challenges on that, but I mean, the goal in these sort of games, if you get up, is to make sure you just simply maintain offensive possession, keep the pressure on. You never want to allow a team, once you get up, to get another run back at you. By winning the faceoffs, they've done their job. You can see on the near side, the defender doesn't even have two hands on a stick. He's comfortably relaxing.
We're going to see some clock management here.
I think for England at this stage, you've accomplished the goal of sort of assuring you have that 12-goal margin, and now you clear the bench through.
I'm not sure they were worried about that margin as a win would have given them the top in the division. Although I guess, yeah, we talked about 5 undefeated teams for 4 spots.
Oh, nice
save by Kuzma.
Save. Little box style clear there.
Here we
Goal is
go.
using
We
the
have an
turf. Odd man rush coming down. And
just that
I'd like
delay.
to see that one pass more. Wait.
We had an illegal body check, but I thought I heard white.
I thought he heard white. I thought he said 1-7. A little bit confused here. Oh, okay. I think Finland 71.
71, yes.
Okay. It's Marcus Matilla. There's just a little frustration there. They had the fast break. Tough this late in the game.
England's going to be content to use the clock here.
Anytime you're in these scenarios, you're always looking to make sure you get out with any injuries. Attempt to have good, solid ball movement, not get bad habits. Very impressed with the off-ball movement and the rotations England's shown. And on the money, an immediate feed.
That's Hilditch. I'm not sure how many goals he's got in this one.
It's just a nice little sneak from the top. He comes down. They do a switch between there. He enters the crease. And that little bit of space is all he needed to put it in.
Hilditch has reached the 10-goal mark.
The score is now 18-3 in England's favor. See, that's Daniel Madeley taking the face. And another win for England on the face-off. Williams Shirt picks it up, brings it down.
Got a slow change happening. Yeah, at this point, you might get referees getting itchy for a stall, but there really isn't much point. We're looking at a 15-goal difference.
I think that everyone wants to collect the run at this point. It's a challenge. You don't want any injuries. Just see clean lacrosse.
We are seeing some numbers we haven't seen a whole lot. Maybe had a moving pick call. Always like to see if they go by, street hockey rules when you're growing up. The last goal wins.
I think I'd like to see Finland try to get a nice offensive possession out of this.
Nice shot. Number 34, Emmett Edwards with a rocket over Simon's head. No, Simon Bellamy's head, no chance on that one. Perhaps England's defense relaxing a little bit.
I think the closeout was just a little bit too slow, but want to see Finland again. Finish out strong. Feel good for them in a moment like that. Not
They'll finish solidly inside that group. They'll be able to do the Worlds 2000, the Division II Worlds. Unfortunately, they won't qualify in the top 12 to get into that group that'll compete for the 7 positions in Japan.
a face-off win for Finland.
Oh.
And goal again.
Long pole goal, get the guys on the bench excited. That was Eric Hoffman.
Goal for Finland.
Just realized now, up on the board, they just updated it 18-5. You could see, though, to our comment earlier about the ability to win those face-offs, how quickly that, had that been earlier in the game, how it changes momentum.
Clean draw win.
Imagine if I'm England, I've told all my players just pull the ball out, wait until you get that stall call. Not a stat padding moment at this stage.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's not going to draw a heavy slash.
Shot from number 14, Mackenzie Moreland.
Goal for England.
Do not believe he's been on the scoreboard today.
14,
He was. He's taking face-offs. I know that. And Moreland just taking an opportunity when it's there. Yeah, he only shows up with 1 goal and an assist in there, so I guess we can understand taking a shot at this time of the game.
England wins that.
I'm not just. Part of me is not a big fan of taking shots when you don't need to.
Unfortunately, having watched the game yesterday versus Ukraine, somebody's up. Players, primarily, I think for the coach in me, wants to make sure players are playing within a system and being smart. But it's a good way to have someone throw a late check. And unfortunately, most of the time.
Yeah, a frustration check.
Check, yes. I can't help but wonder if England didn't want to put the 2 goals back up after giving them up so quickly.
I played in a match down in Florida, the Florida Classic, with my my great buddies on the Buzzards, Parkland Buzzards, and we were in a game against a team. I think it was a team called Checkmate, and they won the tournament.
Okay.
Oh right, they were up by 15 goals at one time, and they pulled a hidden ball trick.
That's a good way to have somebody try to take your arm off.
Yeah, I made sure that my next few shifts the checks were pretty stiff. I try to find that guy.
They always talk about it in unwritten rules, and that certainly is one of those unwritten rules. When to know to kind of pull it out, not try to embarrass another team.
They pull a hidden ball trick, and then they get excited about it afterwards, which I think was another issue.
Good ground ball pick up there by Finland. 14 seconds left. You got to give credit to the Finnish players. Certainly frustration would have typically set in for most teams. They not had a rash of bad penalties here. Great stop by the goalkeeper. 1 second left to close it out.
And that's going to bring us to the end of this final Group A match between England and Finland. So in this group, we are going to have Latvia and England advance. England with an unbeaten record. Stay tuned for more games. We should have some interesting ones. There's an Italy-Slovakia game coming up. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you very much.
I'm here with number 23, Drew Bickerton of Team England as they defeat Team Finland. Drew, you guys have breezed through pool play 4-0. What's been the important factors that keep you guys focused in lopsided games like this?
Especially today, it was about enjoying it. I think the Latvia gave us a good test yesterday. So I don't know, we were a bit disappointed with that result yesterday. So we said this morning, let's just have fun, let's enjoy it, and we showed that today with this result.
Now, talking about enjoying your time here in Poland, how does the England team enjoy themselves when you got off days, when you got a lot of downtime? What's the team doing to enjoy your time?
Yeah, it's good fun off the field, to be fair. We've got into cards recently, a cards gang, and we've got a shop actually, a coffee shop, Disco Caf 1010. Yeah, it's been good fun off the field.
All right, and now I want to know, want to give a shout out to anyone back home?
I'm going to say shout out my parents and my girlfriend that are here. They're up there in the crowd, so a big shout out for them to coming out. All
right, here one more time with number 23, Drew Bickerton, as England defeats Finland 20-5. Thanks, Drew. Appreciate it, man.
I'm here with Emmett Edwards, number 34 from Finland, after a tough game versus England. Emmett, tough game, but you had a hat trick. Tell me, how'd you do that and how are you feeling after it?
It's nice to get a few, but obviously a tough loss. But just building offensive concepts throughout the tournament. I think we've progressed a lot since the first game, and we'll definitely just look to continue to build off that in the next week.
And this is the end of pool play, so now we're going into the tournament. How are you feeling about your team?
Pretty good. I think we have some good momentum. Obviously, we've dropped the last three. Some tough games. Latvia and the Netherlands were closer, but I think we're really excited, and we still have a lot of motivation to get some stuff done here.
And finally, what does it mean to you to wear that across your chest, wear Finland, be a part of Team Finland?
It means everything. I know it means a lot to all my family back in Finland as well, so it's just such a tremendous honor.
Thank you. That is Emma Edwards from Finland after a game versus England.